Ladies and gentlemen, welcome your faces to yet another Hearts of Iron 4 Millennium Dawn playthrough. I am your host, Liquid Hotshot. Hope everyone's doing well today. Just want to say at the start of this episode, I am now effectively back from my holiday. Whilst I am back, I will be at work the day this episode goes up. So yeah, just bear that in mind. But yeah, thank you very much for all of your support in all of the recent episodes. You guys are absolutely killing it. Killing it with a capital K. But let's jump into it. At the very end of last episode, we agreed to the Black Sea, Baltic Sea Accords, effectively, where as such, we would be guaranteed by Ukraine, and we would guarantee Ukraine in return. And Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia were all in that same scenario. But what happened was Belarus had just declared war just after Lithuania had accepted that. So thus you are now seeing Belarus fighting Russia in the CSTO faction, and Lithuania, who is defending themselves as well. So we'll have to see what happens to Belarus. Lithuania is still holding on to some key cities here, but have lost a key infrastructure route in regards to the train, the railroads there. They have pushed in quite heavily in the south. The Russians have pushed in the east, or technically, yeah, it would be in the east, because we're bordering Belarus on the west. Estonia, they have had their political party, the Non-Aligned Outlook, be re-elected. They're obviously quite popular with their own people. Denmark has started a Euroscepticism campaign, and for the time being, we're just going to delete all those orders, so these guys just stop moving, just whilst we see what's going on. Lithuania fighting back here, as they now own Minsk, and Belarus was puppeted twice. So we have Belarus, which is a satellite of Russia, and then Belarus, which is a satellite of Ukraine, and Lithuania remains intact. Well, that is what we like to see, because obviously we are investing into Lithuania. But that's a big power play from Russia and Ukraine. Belarus, don't know what they were thinking. It was a very quick war, in fairness. But yeah, don't know what they were thinking, because now it's just made it so that the Eastern Europe just looks even more deathly to us if a war was to break out in that theatre. But I say that we are the easternmost in continental Europe, not in Asia Minor, but on the European continent, we are the easternmost country that is directly bordering now a puppeted Belarus and Ukraine. The Belarusian government has gone into exile, and their main forces have capitulated to Ukraine, who is now in control of their home area. The struggles in Belarus was only a small part of the conflict. The war between Ukraine and what remains of the CSTO continues elsewhere. Well, that is big pity for us. So if anything, that should give us... Yeah, that's probably because they were at war with Belarus, right? But even though we are being guaranteed by Ukraine, I do not feel comfortable not having a military on its border. So we will allow Orange Army to be there, and the Red Army to remain in the south. Have I done it the wrong way around? No. I did it incorrectly. Don't mind me. That's what happens when you've been recording HOI4 effectively for the majority of the day. Whilst I did have a break in the middle of the day to play some zombies with one of my good pals, coming back and pressing all the wrong buttons. But do not fret, ladies and gentlemen. We're now at 320 billion in debt. I really, really need the economy to bounce back. Don't have the political power to force it. Plus, I need the money to force it anyway. So, let's bump up the tax rate by an extra percentile. And then just in case, let's go ahead and tell them to take that. And then you, just again, in case, now that Belarus is part of the faction, we just want our guys to be prepared, just in case of the worst. We've allowed our fuel to recoup, so let's put these guys back on training. We'll accept that, and you know what? When we get enough political power, we're going to drop back down to basic pensions. I know that's probably going to hurt our approval rating, but considering the economy hasn't yet bounced back, and I still need to bump up the tax rate, yeah, it's going to be a good way to save a bit of money. Yes, we will allow them to build in Galicia. Ooh, guys, do you want to know a fun fact? This is Galicia. And this is Galicia. Boom. Mind blown. I know. I know. I know you likely pronounce them two separate ways, because they're in two completely different languages. But regardless. Okay, let's go basic pensions. Back making money again. Which is good at least. Now we need to pay off a lot of money. A lot of money. GDP's now gone fucking sky. Bro, it's like literally there's an episode I released like the day I'm recording this, which is Sunday the 17th. I dropped a video saying like the GDP had skyrocketed, right? And I think in that video it was like 31,000. In the space of like me playing for 2 hours, it's almost doubled. Like, what? So good, we're making money. Let us pay off some of our debt. Go down to like 2 billion. Extra research speed we'll never say no to. And then let's look into our history. Extra political power. And then from that, we should be able to bump up the tax. Belarus don't have an army. Ukraine's got like 40 to 80 divisions. We have 40. Oh. It ain't looking super nice for us, but it is what it is. We have finished building civs now in Hungary and Lithuania, up to 74 billion, sorry, worth of stuff and things. Can we just take some time to appreciate the HOI4 music? Now, I know a lot of people play without the music, you know, because they may be watching YouTube at the same time, or listening to a podcast, or just listening to their own music. But it's some good music. It is some sensational music, even. So, is it a case of if we get this, they provide launch points? Okay. So when we've got that, we're able to launch ICBMs from them. We are, of course, building an ICBM. As you can see, it's what, we've got 40 more days. We will take the investment from Spain, and research-wise, I think we start improving the multi-roles whilst they become more expensive in not layman terms. They're quicker, and then we should be able to get the 4.5 gen, which is 95 tech, and then we'll be up to speed in multi-role fighters, at least for the time being. No longer in a deficit of weapons, but we are in the process of upgrading said weapons. I'm still kind of shocked about Belarus, you know. Seems just like a bit of a stupid thing to do. A stupid thing to do. Bloody ridiculous, if you ask me. Jeremy Corbyn forms a Labour government in 2007. Chat, this is fucking wild. This universe is cursed. It's bloody cursed. A Labour government in 2007, before the recession, and fucking Jeremy Corbyn's in charge. Damn, dude. I mean, at least, like, Germany and, like, the US and stuff, it's all, like, they're all, like, the leaders from that time period, but, nope. Not the UK. Because that picture, that picture was, like, 2016. That's how I know, right? He's, like, at least 11 years younger. Or, like, 10 years younger, something like that. Don't know when that picture was taken, like, for sure. But I know for a fact he was a lot younger in 2007 than he is now. A lot younger. Hey, we're at 2 trillion. Which means, ladies and gentlemen, we can get a 6th research slot. So let me write this down. So, obviously, we want to pay off our debt. Now, we're currently at 311 billion. Right? But, if we want a 6th research slot, it will cost us 82 billion. Or euros, considering we're part of the EU. We are, of course, building an ICBM. Oman Oil Company. Is now public. Means more oil in the trading front. Still influencing Slovakia. Who I'm still surprised are a nuclear state, by the way. Like that to me is just a bit wild. Now at 3 full lines of sieves being built. 3 full lines of sieves working, I should say, rather than sieves being built, because we're making offices. But you know what I meant. If we go and have a look in the ledger, and we look at stability, there are a bazillion countries at max stability. We're no longer one of them. If we go to research slots, the US has 10. Guys, the US has 10 research slots. We have 5, and a lot of people have 5. Even fewer people have 6. We get to 6, we join Turkey, Belgium, the Netherlands, Portugal, and Greece, and then those who are above us with extra research slots. So on the 13th of June, we get an extra civilian factory, which means literally all of these office blocks will be being produced at the exact same time. These guys are getting better and better as time goes on. And there you go. Extra office block has been built. Now have 13 office blocks. GDP's 52k. RPR has been re-elected. And we want to bump up the tax rate by another 2%. Puts up to 0.5 per week. In gain, that is. Global satellite communication. And let's go ahead and research those satellites, which provide us with ICBMs finished. So wait. Oh, here we go. Nuclear program. Don't know what that means. Do we need to produce a warhead? Do we have to produce that elsewhere as well? Killsat rods. Don't know what they are. Ah, one of those. And then... weapons grade nuclear material stockpile. We don't have any nuclear material because we don't have nukes. Okay, because we don't have the nuclear power plant, so we can't actually produce any of these. But we can make an ICBM when this gets produced. Ooh, now that... I like the sound of that. That must be a... Oh, I like the sound of that. I do. Then we could just decide to be like a secret nuclear power. Or we could just become like, yo, guys, we have nukes. Thank you, don't fuck with Poland. Democratic Party of Cyprus has been re-elected. Things you just love to see. You're going to be done in a month's time. Let's go ahead, jump up to 5 speed for a little bit then. Transfer. Please don't go into recession. Thank God. We're in stagnation, but yeah, tax rate has gone up. The economy's churning. So yeah, we're looking good for the time being. And extra political power is going to help. Look into history. And then we can go down the... where is it? Focus on a housing problem. Civ and infrastructure construction speed for 3 years. Could go down biofuel. Do you know what? I think we will. And then let's up the tax rate. 1, 2, 3. 40% pop tax rate, which I think is fair. Well, that's like, I think that's what like modern day Germany's like. Germany gets like 40% of their taxes from all their money ever. But then again, it doesn't really matter if you're in a high-paying job, right? You make more money, you give more money. Let's get fuel refining on the way. And you're going to be done in like 2 weeks' time. We're making $1 billion a week. Oh my gosh. Okay, Slovakia joined and then decided to dip. They're not going to be a part of the EU within 2 years. Okay, they're deciding to do their own thing. 2, 3, 4, 5. And boom, we got an extra office sector online, baby. Online. Thank you. And then let us up it to 41%. And then if we drop you down to 4 speed and then tell you stop exercising, just get our fuel reserves back up and pumping yet again. 113 days and then we'll be maxed out on fuel. And then we'll wait until Super Cruise and Sociable Machines finish before we end today's episode. That way we can just get extra research on the slots ready for when I get back from my holiday, which in fairness was like today or yesterday from when this video goes live. And from when I'm recording the video, it's gonna be like, well, I go away in like less than 12 hours. Let's go. Oh, early AI robotics, extra factory output. Or we can start researching the BWP-40, which is an IFV. Start modernizing the military, especially after all this hoo-ha with Belarus and Ukraine. And then let's research the 4.5 gen multi-role fighters. Boom. But yeah, guys, thank you very much for watching today's episode. I hope everyone has had a lovely week and are enjoying their weekends so far. But if you did enjoy today's episode, drop a like down below. Subscribe if you're new. It's free. You can always change your mind at a later date. And just a reminder, these episodes come out every single day at 12 PM British Standard Time. So if you don't know what that time is in your time zone, maybe from a different country, then give it a Google, have a look online, and yeah, be sure to figure out. But yeah, thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.